Wow.
They do. You okay then? This is Louise.
Oh.
She's also around a year old as well.
They're much smaller.
They are a lot smaller. So she probably we weighed her. She weighs 1.2 pounds exactly. So she is quite light. Like I can barely feel her on my glove here.
Wow.
Do I go first again? She's one of my favorites. So she's very sweet. Stand right there. You can bring your arms straight up. And she's also on the face side. So I think her feathers look like a toasted marshmallow. I always tell people. With the lighter brown and then the white and the darker brown. And she's also pretty clumsy. So that's why she's turned around backwards instead.
I thought she was just camera shy.
Oops.
Oh.
If you look at her eyes, you can see that they're all black.
Mm-hmm.
She is nocturnal.
She's enough.
So she's actually either looking at the saw-whet or her box. She loves her box over there. Bend your elbow. I think we're actually going to walk over here. So we want to just walk this way, nice and slow. She's going to jump. She wants to go back to her box. It's dark in there and cool. So whenever we go and pick her up in the morning, she jumps onto her hand actually because she knows that means she's going to go to her box.
Aw. The coloring is amazing.
So with barn owls, they're actually one of the only owl species that you can tell gender based off of feather pattern. So you can see she has all those nice dark spots. So males will actually be more pure white and have tiny little dots instead.
Okay.
They look like a whole bunch of spaceships going up.
They are pretty symmetric triangles.
Yes.
That's amazing. Oh my.
And they have the really cool face shapes. You can see it's sort of shaped like a heart.
Yeah.
So those feathers are very stiff and they actually come straight out of the skull. And so their ears are asymmetrical. So one is going to be higher than the other. So that facial disc will direct sound waves straight to her ears.
And then they can tell kind of.
Yeah. So they can hear like everything
so
above
cool.
and below. And then you can see this stiff feathers that are straight down her face. So this can actually also open up and also help to direct sound waves. But it also almost looks like a second mouth. So I've only ever seen her open it up once, and that was actually when she was asleep. So she was super relaxed and didn't notice that they opened up. And it's actually the same light brown color underneath there.
Now, does that cut off their vision when it opens up, or?
Not really, no. So it doesn't open up too much. It opens up like a tiny little bit, and they sort of just open like outwards almost, like that, just so then it can push the sound waves through the ears as well.
Just sizing.
Yeah, she's also very curious.
She's looking at
There's a train.
Sometimes she's a little bit grumpy because she wants to be sleeping since she is nocturnal.
I get that. Yeah. So coloring, because barn owls are going to be more in fields in the grasses, that's why the coloring is?
They don't really have a reason for the coloring. So these guys actually aren't native to Alberta, so they're very rare sometimes around here. So if we just, I'm gonna jump in there. If you look at her legs, you can see that the feathers go a little bit past her knees. So she does like warmer weather. So she's more found on BC, like coastal areas, just because they don't like how much our weather fluctuates in Alberta. So it goes from plus 30 to minus 30. So they like warmer weather.
In Europe a lot too?
Yes, yeah. And these guys have actually been introduced to Hawaii.
Oh,
Since the only other owl species there is called the short-eared owl. So they wanted to control like the mice and mammal populations. So they were introduced there since they know they like the warm weather.
so short ear owls. Because owls' ears are like flush, right?
Yeah.
Why short ear?
So they're called short-eared owls because they have like the tiny little tufts on top, and they look like ears.
But they're just feathers.
Yeah,
up
they're
there.
just little tiny feathers. They actually only have one each that just stick up, and then the great horned owls have multiple that make their horns.
Okay.
And then there's also the long-eared owl. So that one just has longer feathers sticking up.
Oh wait.
Whoop.
I was not expecting that.
I think she's gonna fix her foot here.
I wonder what kind of owls grow